I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because thinking about the health workers, one of the big things that we did as a nation was to clap for carers on a Thursday, wasn't it? So what else did we come together? There are other examples of things that people did in their communities or groups, you know, around the country, not always as a nation, but perhaps in their local area. Are there any other things that you knew about?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting to think about, of course, because one of the most important things we were doing to assist people and to help people was to stay home. So one of the really interesting things and unusual things about a pandemic and about COVID-19 is that we had to figure out ways to help each other and to come together as a community without physically being in the same space. We had to get really creative. And that's partly where Clap for Cares came from, right? When we go outside into the street and clap on Thursdays to show our appreciation for healthcare workers. And that itself is something that actually took place all over Europe, not just in Britain, everywhere. Other things we did would be we called our friends and we called our loved ones and we checked on them. And some of us in cities made friends with neighbors we did not know before to see if they were okay and if they needed anything and could we help them. Many people who were able to, that's not everybody, but many people who were able to donated to charity and thought about ways in which they could assist people that way. People who were essential workers kept going to work and they did their best to keep people safe in the way they did their jobs. People who are family members or live with essential workers did their best too to help those people do their jobs and to minimize their risks around the pandemic. We also asked the government to supply protective equipment, masks, gloves, gowns to doctors and nurses and other important healthcare and social workers to help keep them safe. And for the people who died, we lit candles and we remembered them and we thought about them as we continued to go about our own lives.